What's up, my good peoples? Y'all know what it is. Happy New Year to you. We are back. First show of the year, and we got a lot to discuss. National championship game coming up, Georgia and Alabama Monday night. So we're gonna talk about that because it's gonna be on Monday, so I won't have my show till next Tuesday. Are the Bulls championship contenders? They're number one in the East right now. Kyrie Irving is coming back to the Nets. He's going to play half the games on the road. He's not vaccinated, and he's actually I feel like he won. I got to come to church for you, but y'all know we got to jump it off with the big news. But before we do that, let's get ready to lock and load, people. Let's go. Shut this live.
We lock and load. Allen Pants. It's the Allen Pants Show. Yeah. We lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pants Show. Yeah. We lock and load. Come on. It's the Allen Pants Show. Yeah. We lock and load. It's the Allen Pants Show. Yeah. We lock and load. Come on. Yeah.
Happy New Year, everyone. Thank y'all for joining the show. Man, a lot going on in the sports world. It's been a minute since I've been with y'all. Took a little break, but we are back, ready to go. Derek Roberts, I see you checking in. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure y'all come in these comments. Drop all your hot takes on what's going on in the sports world. Easy Money Jones, I had a little conversation with you earlier. We're going to talk about that as well. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that is Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown just straight up and left the field in the middle of the game. The teams were still on the field while he disappeared. It was like a third down, and you could see him on the sideline taking his stuff off, and he dipped off. But just in case people did not see what happened, just in case, and I'm going to play it from it's from a fan who was actually at the game. So I'm going to play what he did, and then we're going to analyze to see what happened. So let's see what happened. Here you go. Mike Evans trying to calm him down. So I'm putting it on mute, but you can see Mike Evans try to calm him down. He's not going. He throws the shoulder pads as he's walking. And like I say, the teams are still like on the field about to play. So he takes off his undershirt, throws that in the crowd. And this is in New York. I don't even know how cold it is. It's wintertime, but I think they actually had a decent day. It was like 50-some degrees. But he's walking on the field while they are still getting ready. He's hyping up the crowd, even though it's not his hometown. I don't know how you do that. And he runs off. He gave the peace finger, and he runs off. Okay? So that happens. So I also, it was a lot of talk about what happened. I seen stories talking about, he was mad about his numbers. He got incentives. If he hit a certain amount of incentives, I'm gonna put up the incentives for people who thought it was that. Let me see if I can find it. No, that's not it. Let's see. Here we go. So this was the incentives. People thought it was incentives. This is why he was mad. I didn't believe this. So it says if he get 8 more catches, he get $333,000. If he got 55 receiving yards, he got another $333,000. And then 1 receiving TD, he got another. So it adds up to about $1 million, right? Now, I didn't believe that because he still had another game to go. So even if he didn't get it this game, he still had a chance to get it next game. So I didn't believe that. But people were saying that that's possibly the reason. And then I got numbers. This was the numbers from the game. Gronkowski got 10 targets. Antonio Brown got 5 targets, and he had 3 receptions for 26 yards before he left the field. So who's to say he couldn't have got it that game? So like I say, I didn't believe that was the reason why he did it in the first place. But as you can as the story goes on, that's why I'm glad I'm having the show today instead of when it was fresh, because more information comes out, you get more informed about what happened. Now, it was stories talking about that he didn't feel like he was all the way healthy. He didn't practice Thursday or Friday because of an ankle injury. Now, he did play Sunday and he looked pretty, I would say pretty healthy, but the story comes out about him being not being healthy, and that's probably the reason why he didn't do it. But okay, so is for everybody who's seen the game or watched the video, y'all tell me, what do y'all think happened? My wife says COVID. It was not COVID. If it was COVID, he wouldn't have been playing in the first place. So like I say, I knew for a fact that it wasn't the Tom Brady. Like, Tom Brady wouldn't snuff him out of getting these incentives to get his money. Tom Brady has let this brother stay at his house so he can play with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady has went to bat for him. So I know for a fact that wasn't it. When people were saying that, I discredited that all the way. But the injury factor, I don't know. If he didn't practice Thursday and Friday, so he could have been injured, but he was on the field. He caught 3 passes. He ran some decent routes, and it's possible. Cliff Mason says these are early signs of CTE. It was some people that said that's possible too. He's taken a lot of shots. I know one shot in particular. He took one from Vontaze Burfict from the he used to play for the Bengals, and he took a wicked shot to the head. It could be that. Derek Roberts, Rhea says mental disorder is real. Is it mental disorder, or is he just a knucklehead? Which one is it? I don't know, but I do want to bring up a few things about Antonio Brown. So I'm gonna read a couple more comments. Cliff Mason said, nobody is this crazy. We can't keep stigmatizing mental health. He has serious head trauma and needs help. Okay, let me ask you this though. If this is it, and I'm not saying that it's not or it is, but if it is mental health, when did it start? Because you know he has a timeline. AB has a timeline. It started in Pittsburgh. He was recording. The coach said no phones in the locker room. He's on the camera recording, and he fell out in Pittsburgh, got into it with Ben Roethlisberger, and he had to leave there. Then he goes to Oakland, and he just throws John Gruden under the bus, you know. So, and then he goes to New England, and then he gets some charges brought against him. I think some assault allegations, and they end up releasing him. And then now he's with the Bucs. Now I'm gonna say this, and I want to show before I get into my points, I want to show a couple of pictures because it could be mental health for real. It could be mental health. I don't know. But later on, this is my thing. So after that happened, this is him calling. He got caught waiting for an Uber. When he left the stadium, he couldn't go back with the team. He had to call him an Uber. Like, how a professional athlete have to use an Uber to get some transportation? I did not know that Uber picks up professional athletes. That shocked me. I thought he would have had some type of car service, team shuttle or something to get him to the airport or whatever. But that was him calling for an Uber outside. That's it. So and then he was later caught at the Brooklyn the next day, caught at the Brooklyn Nets game. But I want to say a few things about Antonio Brown. And as y'all watching, make sure y'all share this live so y'all people can see it. They can comment. We can get a good conversation going on this whole situation. Share the live and keep the comments coming. I want to get back to Bruce Arians. So Bruce Arians addressed the media today, and this is what he had to say. And I got something to say about Bruce Arians because I don't really think he really liked Antonio Brown from Jump Street, to be honest. And he was only there because of Tom Brady. Tom Brady said, hey, I want Antonio Brown. Bring him in. We trying to win championships. So this is Bruce Arians talking about Antonio Brown today.
Today that, the perception is that AB Antonio Brown quit. We saw him walk off the field, but he wouldn't go in the game because he was injured, and now he's no longer part of the team. Can you fire a player if he won't go because he's injured?
I don't know that he was.
Did he say that he was, or was there a dispute about that?
No.
He just refused to go in, or can you tell us more about it?
Not really. I mean, what happened is pretty obvious what happened. So, he left the field, and that was it.
Okay, thanks.
We'll go to Greg Allman.
Okay, so that's basically all he said right there. That's what he said about. Now, we all know that it was more to the story. He probably didn't want to get into it. But he said he had a conversation with AB, and then AB just walked off. I believe Bruce Arians, number one, don't like Antonio Brown. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's what I believe. And Tom Brady, because he's arguably the best quarterback to ever live, he said he wants Antonio Brown on his team. He gets what he wants. Antonio Brown helped him win the championship last year. He caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl. So he's a productive wide receiver when he's on the field. Now, Bruce Arians chose to say, first is stories that said that he told Antonio Brown to go back in the game, and Antonio Brown didn't want to go in, and he said, you don't want to go in, then leave. If that's Phil Jackson, how does he handle that? Because I put this on Facebook as a question. Phil Jackson had to deal with Dennis Rodman. And if you know Dennis Rodman, that brother had issues. If you watch the Last Dance documentary, Dennis Rodman asked to go to Vegas in the middle of the season. He just said he needed a break. Dennis Rodman done kicked a cameraman. He done wore dresses. He done did all types of strange things. But Phil Jackson, the Zen master, knew how to handle a personality like that. It could be apples to oranges. Could be two different, all around different things. But I believe that Antonio Brown, if it's not mental health, he could just be a special knucklehead. Dennis Rodman was a knucklehead. And for anybody who say he wasn't, y'all didn't watch his career. He was definitely a knucklehead, and he was really a knucklehead from once he left Detroit, super knucklehead. But if Phil Jackson was the coach, I believe he probably would have sent him home that day, but he wouldn't have kicked him off the team because he still wants to win a championship. And that's the difference between Bruce Arians and Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson know how to handle different personalities. And Bruce Arians, I don't believe, knew how to do that. Antonio Brown is a knucklehead. And do we have to handle that personality? No. But if Tampa Bay Buccaneers do not win a championship and you can see a glaring hole at the wide receiver, remember, Antonio Brown got in trouble for having a fake vaccination card. He got suspended 3 games. And he came back after that. And the reason why he came back was Chris Godwin tore his ACL, and they needed help at the wide receiver position. So at first, they didn't even know if he was going to bring him back. Then injuries happened, and you know what? We really don't want to bring you back, but we got injuries, so come on back. And he couldn't bring him back after this. He said this was the last straw. But I believe if it's Phil Jackson, you know what? Go ahead. Go home for the day. Go home for the day, and we'll deal with this the next day. Let's see. Cliff Mason said, but the difference is Rodman communicated with Phil and had a relationship with him. AB didn't and doesn't. That's a great point. That's a great point. And I meant to say, I do believe that Antonio Brown has communication issues. I believe that. I don't believe he knows how to communicate what's going on with him. how he's feeling, any of that. Because if he was injured, he should be able to go to the coach and say, "Hey, coach, I'm not feeling it. I can't go." But I believe he just said, "No, I'm not going in." He probably didn't even tell him if he was injured. He said, "I'm not going in." And I don't know if we ever know the full story. Easy Money Jones says Dennis thrived under strong leadership and structure. That's why he had his best seasons in Detroit and Chicago. So, speaking of leadership, this is why I made the comparison. You got Tom Brady, who I compare to Jordan, and you got to compare Bruce Arians to Phil Jackson. Now, when you talk about leadership, who are you talking about? Are you talking about Bruce Arians? Are you talking about Tom Brady? Who are you talking about when it comes to leadership and structure? Because Tom Brady is making moves and Bruce Arians is a coach. So I got to believe that you're talking about those two people. And if that's the case, then they got to take some of the blame for this too. Now, a lot of people said as soon as they signed AB a couple years ago that it was going to end up like this. He was going to do something and it was going to blow up in their face. But I just believe if Phil Jackson is the coach, he's not off the team right now. He's not. They're trying to win a championship, and I believe that he would have came back. And was the juice worth the squeeze? He helped to win a championship already. If he was on a team and they end up winning it again, would it have been worth it to go through all of this? Tom Brady's all about getting rings. He go get Gronkowski out of retirement. He go get AB. Listen, he probably I think he tried to he got when Richard Sherman came over. I'm pretty sure he had to talk with Tom Brady. He's about winning rings. He probably don't even care about if you act a fool or not, because he's not the general manager. He's not the coach. He's just all about winning rings. So listen, it was what he did was right. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that different people handle stuff differently. Mason report he deflated footballs. Hey, listen, if I'm not arguing none of that. I'm not the biggest Tom Brady fan myself, but I just believe he's about winning championships. So that's my take on the Antonio Brown situation, man. His career is probably over, but I just think it would have been different. Easy Money Jones, not sure how Phil Zen applies to football. Much easier to manage 15 players than 53 players. Okay, let's talk about it. Out of the 53 players, and don't forget, they got different coaches. They got a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, different coaches. So it's not like that the head coach focuses on all 53 players. Come on, Easy Money, Joe. Come on, man. You know that's not the case. Them special teams, the coach don't care nothing about those special teams unless they get penalties. That head coach is focused, and I believe Bruce Arians is more of an offensive mind coach. Some head coaches only deal with the offense because they was hired because they was a good offensive coordinator. So I'm not agreeing with it's easy to manage 15 and 53. I mean, numbers wise, yes, but head coaches don't have to deal with all 53 players, in my opinion. Let's see. Derek Roberts said the one with the best directions is not always the one driving the car. Ask series. Kobe and Shaq and Gary Payton, Karl Malone, all at the same time. Facts. And he had Dennis. I believe did he coach Dennis Rodman? No, just Chicago, I believe. But listen, you gotta know how to manage personalities. Besides TB12, there is not a single star on that roster as big as Kobe and Shaq. That's my point. Nobody's giving the coach that headache. So you got one headache you got to deal with. You can't deal with that. Nobody else is doing a headache. Tom Brady is the consummate professional, golden boy. He ain't doing nothing. AB is the one headache, and you chose not to deal with it. And if they don't win a championship, that might be a factor. That might be a factor. So, listen, we're gonna see how it pans out. Antonio Brown, I hope if it is mental health that he does get help. I just don't know. And it's sad because that brother, he's a very talented wide receiver. He had a 6-year stretch where he was the best wide receiver in the league. And is he a diva? Yes. It's a lot of wide receivers that are divas. But I don't know exactly what's going on with that brother. He got a lot going on. YouTuber checking in. Appreciate you. I don't know if you speaking another language, but appreciate you tuning in. But that's it. That's it for Antonio Brown. We'll see what happens. Who y'all got in the NFC as we're talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are, I think, like the number 2 seed right now. Green Bay is the number 1 seed. Who do you have in the NFC? Can Tampa Bay win it without Antonio Brown, without Chris Godwin? Can they do it? And their defense is injured as well. So can Tom Brady do this? This is probably be some of his best. If he can get this team to the Super Bowl again and win it, that'd be amazing. That would be amazing. Miles, ignore Dennis. Get them rebounds. I don't care about what your color, your dress is. Exactly, Rev. Exactly. Hey, Phil, listen, on game day play. But Antonio Brown did walk off the field. But I believe if he knew how to communicate, or if the coach knew how to communicate to him, he would be the same way. He would be on Sunday. He would still be making plays, doing his thing. Easy Money Jones, not so much about stars, but the challenging of authority. You don't really have the room to engage with players who visibly challenge your authority. There's a lot less tolerance for that. Listen, man, how many knuckleheads have we seen in basketball, baseball, football? It's all about the talent. If you can play, we'll put up with your nonsense. Come on, man. We done seen plenty of knuckleheads get jobs. Come on, man. Come on, somebody please name knuckleheads. Baseball, basketball, football. Name the knuckleheads. If you're a knucklehead and you don't have talent, they're going to get rid of you quick. But usually if you got talent and you're a knucklehead, they'll let you get past it. Rasheed Wallace, a little bit of a knucklehead. The Jailblazers, how many knuckleheads they have on that team? Rajon Rondo, he stayed getting into it with coaches because they say he think he'll coach himself. But he's still in the league. Sprewell choked this coach. And how long did he play? Sprewell choked PJ Carlissimo. He got traded, but he not out the league. Dwight Gooden, he was on crack. He was doing drugs. Darryl Strawberry, good point, Rev. Good. Dwight Gooden and Darryl Strawberry, they were doing drugs. But they had talent. We'll get you some treatment. We're going to do what you got to do. But you put butts in the seat and you perform. Listen, Greg Hardy kept getting resigned. He beat up a woman. I think threw on some money or something. So Easy Money Jones, you see all the people that people are saying. It's one knucklehead AB that he got to deal with, and he couldn't do it. Guarantee you. If they lose, if they don't make it to the Super Bowl, they get put out, the Antonio Brown question might come up. It might come up. And that's sometimes you got to put your ego to the side, man. Big Ben got in trouble. I ain't gonna say he kept raping women. Allegedly, he got in trouble. He did get in trouble, but he got his job back. And Antonio Brown, he had a lot of stuff going on, but listen, a lot of people have done a lot of stuff and still playing to this day. But that's just my opinion, man. But it's good conversation. Good conversation. We're gonna see what happens with the Bucs going forward. I do want to talk about Hold on, let me read Derek Jones' comment back. They never challenged the coach's authority in the middle of a game. What do you call choking coach? And Rajon Rondo, listen, Rajon Rondo, you probably just didn't see it, but there's been plenty of stories of him challenging coaches. It just wasn't televised like Antonio Brown. He didn't walk off the court and do it like Antonio Brown. But Rondo got a long history, brother. Long history of getting into it with coaches because he think he's smarter than the coaches. There's been plenty of players, man. Plenty of players. Like I said, it's only one headache. One headache. AB, one headache on the team. That's just one. We all know that everybody don't get the same treatment. Come on, man. You said you said not so much about star, but challenging authority. You know everybody don't get the same treatment. Everybody didn't get the same Jordan treatment. Everybody don't get Aaron Rodgers treatment. He's a star. Everybody's personality is different. You cannot handle everybody the same way. Easy Money Jones, you got kids, right? You got kids. I think I seen your family on Facebook. Tell me you handle all your kids the same way. And I'm not saying they Antonio Brown or nothing like that, but they all have different personalities, and you have to address them differently. Am I right or wrong? Dennis Sprewell choke fire this coach. Yes, he choked PJ Carlissimo. Yes. Yes. Yes, he did. I guess Doug Collins got fired for winning. Man. But Easy Money Jones, if you got kids, and Rev, you got kids, do you all treat y'all kids the same no matter what type of personality they have? Because I've heard many of stories where, okay, this one is this way, so I got to come at this angle, or this one this way, I talk to this one this way. Do you all handle y'all kids the same? Because I think this is a good comparison to what we're dealing with. If Tom Brady slapped Bruce Arians in the second quarter, he'd be starting in the third quarter. Big facts. That's big facts. Big facts. How many times we see Tom Brady yelling on the sideline to his offensive linemen, different people, but because he's arguably the greatest quarterback ever, nobody's gonna say nothing to him. He can do what he want to do. I do not handle my kids the same 100% correct. Thank you. That's all I'm trying to say, brother. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. AB is a knucklehead child. You got to treat him as such. And if you treat him as such, you might win another championship. That's all I'm saying. Absolutely not. You have to know your personnel. There you go, Rev. Hey, Stacey King will say, KYP, know your personnel. Know what you're dealing with. Know what they do well. Know what they don't do well. Know how to talk to them. Know how to engage with them. That's a great point, Rev. Know your personnel. And I don't believe Bruce Arians either he didn't know his personnel all the way, or he didn't care to know the personnel all the way. Now, mind you, Antonio been on the team going on 2 years now. So he should know him by now. But apparently, maybe he just got tired. So Cliff Mason, he agrees with you. So that's all we was trying to say, man. That's all we was trying to say. Know your personnel. Know who you're dealing with. If you want to win a ring, it might cost you something. It might cost you an AB throwing a shoulder pass, walking off the field on a regular season game. You might do that. But at the end of the season, you might win a ring. And he might help you win a ring. Is it worth it, in your opinion? There it is. So let's move on, man. We got a national championship game coming up, man. Monday night, Georgia versus Alabama. First time they met, Alabama beat the brakes off Georgia. And now we got a rematch. And I just want to know who you got, and will it be the same as the first time? Because I'm tired of seeing Alabama. I'm tired of Nick Saban. I'm tired of them always getting the best players. I'm tired of them. I want them to lose. I'm not ashamed of it. who y'all got in the championship game coming up Monday. Make your predictions now before the game. I don't want y'all. I'll be seeing people on my TikTok voting on stuff after the game. How you do that? How you do that? But what's going to happen in this college football? Cliff Mason says it's hard to beat a team twice. Normally, but when you got first round draft picks all across the board on Alabama, and Georgia got some too, but that quarterback, bro, Bryce Young is something else, man. Georgia running game special. I don't think it was special against Alabama that last game. Alabama beat the brakes off of him, and Bryce Young is special. When that brother comes out, he definitely probably be the number one pick. Bama secondary is suspect. But Georgia offense is suspect. Georgia can't throw the ball like that. They might be able to run it some, but they can't throw it. You got to be able to score points against Alabama. Georgia supposed to have this dominating defense. In Alabama, you ran up and down the field on them. Alabama, I must admit, it is hard to beat a team twice. So I think Rev said but you still rolling with Alabama. It's hard to go against Alabama and Nick Saban, man. Hard to go against them. Every time you think they done or you think the next team caught them, they show you sit back down. We still here. What? Georgia curb stumped Michigan. Yeah, okay, yeah, they stumped Michigan. That's not Alabama, brother. That's not Alabama. Look what happened to them when they faced Alabama. It was a beatdown. Listen, I want Georgia to win. I don't like Alabama. I don't like Nick Saban. But you can't deny how they get down. You can't deny it. So I seen Rev pick Alabama. Cliff, are you picking Georgia or are you just making comments? What you doing? Are you picking Georgia or what? Because I don't see no pick. I just see a couple of comments. Last thing I want to talk about before we get up out of here, though, these Chicago Bulls, man. These Chicago Bulls are number one seed in the East right now. They exciting. DeRozan playing at an MVP level, 2 game-winning shots back-to-back, 2 different. It was the December 31st and January 1st. Back-to-back game-winning shots. A lot of people were saying it was a bad fit and all that stuff. This dude is out here balling. Cliff Mason says, but I will put money on the dogs. He picking Bama. Yeah, he ain't dumb. He's not dumb. Yeah, he's talking all that noise, but gonna pick Bama. You crazy, man. Easy Money Jones, the Bulls, man. Let's talk about it, man. Hey, I want to know, are they title contenders, though? Are they title contenders? Because when they played against Golden State, they got whooped on, but a lot of teams get whooped on by Golden State. But are they legit title contenders? Can they get to the finals, and then can they contend once they get to the finals? I went to the game last night. How was it seeing them in person? How was it seeing it in person? They beat the Magic, I think it was 102-98. They number one in the East right now. And let's see if I got the standings. Here we go, right here. 2 games above the Nets. If the Bulls play the Nets, Bucks, who you got in that series? Even the Heat can be tough. The 76ers can be tough. If they ever find a trade partner with Ben Simmons, they can be tough. But are they ahead of schedule? Like, how far can they go in the East? The Bulls got an elite point with Lonzo and 2 elite wings with DeMar and Levine. That's facts. That's big facts. They can win the East. The only team that scares me is Milwaukee. Giannis is still that dude. Milwaukee is definitely scary. The Heat scare me a little bit as well when they're healthy. If they all get healthy, they need depth on the block, but in the East, that won't hurt them unless they face Philly. Philly got to find this Ben Simmons situation out because he's holding them up. That's an all-star player they can be having in the lineup, and they can't because he's abusing, in my opinion, this mental health stuff. He just don't want to play for them anymore. The only mental block he got is he don't want to shoot the ball, but he don't have no deep-rooted mental illness, in my opinion. But he using that as a way to still get paid. But that's just my opinion. We do have Kyrie Irving supposed to make his debut tomorrow with the Nets. Now, if you know the Kyrie situation, he was unvaccinated. And if you're not vaccinated in New York, you can't play in Brooklyn. So he didn't get vaccinated. He's been sitting out this whole time, and he's been getting paid half his salary for road games. He's been still getting paid doing nothing. But the home games, he hasn't been playing, and he's coming back tomorrow, making his debut on the road. Because the COVID been spreading so much, they didn't have enough bodies. So they had to bring Kyrie Irving back just to have enough bodies, just in case you have some more COVID outbreaks. But Cliff Mason says losing PJ Tucker has cost the Bucks more than anticipated. If the Heat were healthy, they'd be eating the Bucks lunch. Good point. Good point. PJ, I think he has been a big loss. They played down to the opposing team last night, but overall they match up well. Yeah, sometimes you have those them letdown games. Important question. What are the Blazers waiting for to trade Dame and CJ while they still have a mega value? Dame is trying to stay loyal, and I don't think CJ. If you're talking about trading them to Philly, they don't want CJ for Ben. They want Dame, and Dame is trying to stay loyal. He's not trying to cause a ruckus like all these other superstar players. So I think that's what's going on with the Blazers. Dame trying to be loyal, and CJ, they haven't met the right deal yet. So that's what's going on with that situation. I'm excited to see what Kyrie is going to look like. He hasn't played all year, so we're going to see what he looks like. And I plan on going to a Bulls game. I need to see these Bulls in person. My brother's been texting me already trying to get tickets. And so I look forward to going to see them. Before we get up out of here, I do have a scripture today. I was listening to a service and just came across the scripture, Philippians 4:6. And it's a simple scripture, but it's so profound because it's like with COVID going on and just with normal problems in your life, sometimes you just need a simple scripture. It just says, don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank him for all he has done. Man, like it's simple, but sometimes we forget, sometimes we worry about stuff. And the scripture just simply say, don't worry about it. Just pray. Pray about everything. Bring it to God. God knows what's going on. Thank him for everything that he has done for you already. And just bring your problems to him. So as soon as I got that scripture, whatever issues I had going on, I directly brought it to him at that moment. So hopefully that scripture, helps you if you got some stuff going on. This one says, don't worry about your issues. Instead, pray about everything. So as you see, and I heard this in the sermon, the guy said, you have a choice in the matter. You can either worry about it or you can pray about it and let God take care of it. So you have a choice on what you want to do with your issues or with your problems. You have a choice. You can worry about it, or you can pray about it and let God do his thing. Olivia Caesar, checking in. Appreciate you checking in. Thanks for the word. Oh, Rev, you always giving words, man. So I appreciate you saying that, man. I look forward to the sports world and different things that's going on. Y'all remember, man, I know it's been a minute, but if y'all have not subscribed to the YouTube already, head on over to YouTube, look up Allen Powell's, hit that subscribe button, the notifications, all that good stuff. Get these numbers up. Facebook, I still like to hear y'all reviews on Facebook. We on Instagram, see all the different clips and everything we discuss on Instagram. I'm on TikTok, got a little clips and all of those good things. And we always got merch. As you see the shirt right here. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, there. The shirt right here. We got hoodie season, jackets, all that good stuff. If you want to rep the Allen Powell's, wherever you at, we ship. Message me and you can purchase your own Allen Powell's merchandise. If you know somebody that got a business, would like to advertise their business or event, something they got going on, message me. We can make that happen. Always like having interviews with business owners, local business owners, all those type of things. And that is pretty much it. Just wanted to come back. Miss y'all. Appreciate y'all all checking in, man. And we're going to continue to look at the sports world and see what's going on for next week. So with all that being said, I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all. See y'all next Tuesday. I am out.
We lock and load, Allen Pants. It's the Allen Pants Show.